Have you ever stopped to think about what's happening right under your feet? In a world hidden from our eyes, a war is raging. A war fought by billions of tiny soldiers, in battles so epic they defy imagination. This isn't science fiction. This is the Great Ant War. Forget everything you thought you knew about these tiny creatures. We're about to take you deep into their world, a realm of brutal strategy, breathtaking courage, and non-stop conflict. These aren't just insects foraging for crumbs. They are disciplined warriors, organized armies, and master tacticians fighting for the survival of their entire civilization. Imagine a battlefield stretching for miles, but where every inch is a war zone. See armies numbering in the hundreds of thousands clashing in a frenzy of mandibles and formic acid. We're talking about colossal battles where the ground turns into a writhing sea of black and red, a chaotic dance of death and sacrifice. But amidst the chaos, there's an incredible, almost terrifying order. Each soldier has a role, each attack is coordinated. This is total war, fought on a scale we can barely comprehend. Today we're your field correspondents, bringing you frontline footage from these miniature apocalypses. We've used state-of-the-art macro lenses and high-speed cameras to capture every jaw-dropping moment. You'll witness the sheer ferocity of a fire ant swarm overwhelming a rival colony, their fiery stings injecting venom with terrifying efficiency. You'll see the disciplined legions of army ants, a moving carpet of death that consumes everything in its path, operating as a single, superorganism with one lethal purpose. These aren't random brawls, they are meticulously planned campaigns. Let's talk strategy. Ants are some of the most sophisticated military strategists on the planet. Forget simple head-on collisions. We're talking about complex flanking maneuvers, where columns of soldiers encircle an enemy, cutting off their retreat. We'll show you ambush tactics so cunning they'd make a human general proud, with soldiers lying in wait, perfectly camouflaged, ready to spring a deadly trap on unsuspecting patrols. They dig trenches, build bridges out of their own bodies to cross treacherous gaps, and establish forward operating bases to support their invasions. One of the most fascinating aspects is their communication. Ants don't have radios or satellites, but they have something just as effective: chemical warfare and signaling. Pheromones are their language of war. A single ant can lay down a trail that screams attack, sending thousands of its sisters into a battle frenzy. Another chemical signal might mean retreat, while a specific pheromone released by a dying soldier can act as a warning to others, or even a call for vengeance. We'll break down how these invisible chemical messages orchestrate massive coordinated attacks with pinpoint precision, turning a scattered group of individuals into a unified fighting force. It's a silent, deadly form of communication that decides the fate of empires, and the warriors themselves. They are born for battle. Take the soldier ants. With their oversized heads and powerful mandibles capable of slicing through the exoskeleton of their enemies like tiny shears. Some species have soldiers so specialized for defense that their heads are shaped like plugs, used to physically block the entrance to their nest. Then there are the honeypot ants, which act as living larders but in times of war can be a prime target for raids. The diversity of tactics and soldier types is staggering. We'll meet the notorious trapjaw ants, whose mandibles snap shut at speeds over 140 miles per hour. One of the fastest movements in the animal kingdom, used to obliterate enemies or even fling themselves to safety. But it's not all about offense. Defense is just as crucial and just as brutal. We'll take you inside the fortress-like nests, marvels of engineering designed to withstand sieges. You'll see defenders pouring down on invaders from the high ground, using their numbers and the terrain to their advantage. You'll witness guard ants sacrificing themselves at the colony's entrance, fighting to the last 2 by precious seconds for the nest to be sealed from within. Every ant is prepared to die for the queen and the colony. The concept of individual survival is secondary to the survival of the whole. This is a level of loyalty and sacrifice that is both terrifying and awe-inspiring. In this series, we'll explore some of history's greatest ant conflicts. We'll look at the long-running territorial wars between rival colonies of pavement ants, whose sidewalk skirmishes can last for weeks. We'll investigate the invasive Argentine ants, which have formed a single globe-spanning supercolony and are systematically wiping out native ant species wherever they go. Their battlefront in California is one of the largest war zones on Earth, stretching for hundreds of miles. We'll even explore tales of slave-making ants, species that don't forage for themselves but instead raid other colonies to steal their young, raising them as a captive workforce. It's a dark and brutal world of conquest and subjugation. These battles are not just for territory or food, they are for the future. The survival of the queen, the protection of the brood, the continuation of the genetic line, everything is at stake. When a colony is defeated, the consequences are absolute. The queen is often killed, the larvae and eggs are eaten or stolen, and the colony itself ceases to exist. It's a zero-sum game. Victory is survival. Defeat is annihilation. That's why they fight with such desperation, such unyielding ferocity. As we journey through this hidden universe, you'll start to see the world differently. That line of ants marching across your kitchen counter might look a little more like a patrol. The anthill in your backyard could be a fortified city. preparing for its next great battle. These tiny soldiers, often dismissed as mere pests, are engaged in a constant, dramatic struggle for existence that rivals any human conflict in its intensity and strategic depth. Their courage, their discipline, and their willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice for their colony is a humbling spectacle. Prepare to be amazed, prepare to be shocked, and prepare to gain a whole new level of respect for the silent, tireless warriors beneath our feet. The Great Ant War has been raging for millions of years, and it's happening all around us, all the time. Now, for the first time, you get a front row seat. Thanks for watching, and if you're as fascinated by this hidden world as we are, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a single epic battle in our upcoming series. You won't believe what happens next.